building. We are live both places. Oh, my camera part. You're fine. So I'll let the audience build for a few seconds, and then we do that. I think I've been doing this for about a year and a half now.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and so it just it's been growing, and now I'm podcasting. As a matter of fact, I'm on Apple Podcasts now, which was really cool, because you can say, hey Siri, take me to Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha. So the video that we do today will transfer into the podcast as well. So, and I'll give you links to all of that once I request you. Hey Odell, I see you coming in. You on time today? Where are you? You must be on the road. I'm talking trash, I'm sorry. Good morning, good morning. I see Ramonda.
Are you on Facebook?
I am on Facebook. You should be able to see it. It's not on my page. It's on LaKisha M. Johnson, which I don't think you follow. Yeah, hey, Ramonda. I'm talking trash. Hey, Ramonda. Hello, hello. Hey, Chala. I see you. Hey, Jessica Ross. Jessica Fultz Thompson is watching, who I hope in a minute is going to have a different name up there. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Hope it's going to say a different name up there in just a second. How y'all doing this morning? Hey, Angelo, how are you? Good morning. I see you. See y'all coming in. Hey, T. Theresa, who is with me, is also on Instagram. That's really funny. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Welcome. Hey, Jamaica. Jamaica, I can't wait until next week. Pillow Talk, the weekend edition. Oh, my gosh. Hey, DeCondi, how are you? Hey, Andrea. See y'all coming in. I got a special interview this morning. I am not at home. I am in the great state of Texas, where everything is big in Texas. But I wanted to, oh, hey, Hillary, I see you coming in. Oh, I've missed you so much. Reach out. Don't be a stranger. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. See my Instagram people coming in. Welcome. Well, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha. I'm LaKisha Johnson, of course, your hostess with the mostest for today. And I have a special story that I'm telling today. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I couldn't help but capture this story, tell this lady's story, because it involves one of my friends. And this is really unique. This is how I know that nothing's accidental.
No.
And that everything is divine. I know that. I don't believe in accidents. And people are like luck and chance. I believe everything is divinely orchestrated. We just get to choose to be actors and participants in whether or not we enjoy this moment. So I'm already feeling like I'm going to mess up her last name. Like in my head, I feel like I'm going to mess up her last name. This is my guest, Lisa
Quenon,
because I was going to jack this up all together. And I want to share a little bit of Lisa's story. I think I'm going to just start writing this book of heroines, women that I encounter that are heroes, that fight in their own story, in their own right, and they live and they try to live out loud despite whatever has happened to them. And based on just what I've grasped so far, that's definitely you. Oh, so welcome. Okay. Don't do it. Now I'm a crybaby, so don't do that. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha. Thank you for inviting me into your house. Thank you for letting my friend T. Cates is here. She is not on screen. But thank you for inviting me into your house.
Thank you for driving all the way from Arkansas to Bernie, Texas.
To Bernie, Texas. We are in Bernie, Texas. Well, when Theresa texted me about this, and she told me, I caught the tail end of the story, and she said, I have something I want to do, and will you go with me? And I'm a fool for my friends. I love my friends. I'm loyal to my friends. But this story just captured me, and just your request and this bucket list that you had. And I was like, man, I'm definitely going to tell this story. So I want to welcome my special guest. I want to tell you a little bit about her. I'm going to let you share her fight against cancer, and then I'm gonna tell you how she and T. Cates got connected, and how Theresa is like, if no one knows my girl, Teresa's probably one of the most heartfelt women I've ever experienced. And if something moves in her spirit, then just because we're interrelated and interconnected, it moves me. If she would have said, we going to Africa, I'd have said, okay, let's go. We going to Africa? Let's go. What we going to do in Africa? And I also believe in her and believe in her gifts. Friendships, y'all know I'm on friendships, been teaching on friendships right now. Friendships are essential to who we are. They're important and we need them. Your tribe, your friends got to be strong. If you ain't got no strong friends, I told y'all need to get with me so I can teach you how to have strong friends. So I'm going to ask you what I ask everybody, my little beginning question. Who's Lisa?
Oh gosh, now that's a hard question. I don't know. I'm just, a mom. I'm a grandmom. I don't know what to say. I'm a nanny.
You're an artist.
I'm an artist.
Because I see cameras and art all through
I do a lot of art. I've got, my sewing room is my bedroom, and I do a lot of art. And in fact, it was sewing that kind of was my joy when I was going through the cancer journey.
That's good. Yeah. How did you find art, or did art find you?
Art. I was born into it. My mama is an artist, and my daddy was kind of a graphic. He did a little graphic design stuff, and so I was born into it. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of us are put into. I'm a writer as well. As a matter
of writing,
you do. I love writing is my vice. If I'm in the funkiest day, I'm gonna do two things. I'm a bake or I'm gonna write.
I'm baking. Yes, baking.
I'm gonna bake or I'm gonna write. Baking or writing is gonna get me out that funk. I can slow bake a pound cake and my day feels better. As a matter of fact, I wrote something called The Art of the Pound Cake. I can slow bake a pound cake and my day is. I think when art is in you, something presses upon you and it makes it give birth, whether you're young, whether you're older. Yes. Theresa's own story, her gift came out through domestic violence. I mean, it's just something presses upon you and it gives birth. So you mentioned about cancer. I want to capture a little bit of this cancer story. When were you first diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in May of 2017, so like a year and a half ago. I had been going to a family practitioner who didn't diagnose me and kept missing it for like a year. And finally,
wait, missing it how long?
Like a year. Yeah.
But something in your body was telling you something wasn't right.
I kept saying to myself, something is not right in the kingdom. Something is not right in the kingdom. And I would but I was working really, really hard.
Oh, I love that. I like kingdom talk, so I'm sorry, okay.
I was struggling financially. I was having a hard time, and I was scared. I think I was scared to know the answer because I was scared to not be able to work. And but then I got the diagnosis. I went to a different doctor, and I mean, she got it. She's like within a week. And so then I had a surgery on July 19th of 2017. And I'm gonna do my twang for y'all. It's coming out.
Your twang,
my Texas,
your Texas twang.
It's coming out. Anyway, so I had that surgery, and then I had a glitch with the surgery, so I had to go back in for another week. And I was so frustrated because I didn't have any of my creative stuff with me. And finally, a friend who had a key to my apartment got. I think it was this blanket, I'm not sure, or the one I was making for my grandbaby, and brought it to me so I could sew while I was in the hospital, and then I was better. But anyway, and so then I had a little cooling off period, and then I did 3 rounds of chemo, and I did radiation, and my mama came from Kerrville to Austin. I was living in Austin for every chemo. And
I love mamas.
I know.
I love mamas. Like, I love mamas. Yeah. If you ain't got no good mama, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love mamas.
We went out to dinner after it. She'd spent I had an easy chair. She slept in the easy chair in the apartment in case I would need her in the middle of the night. Yeah. And then she'd make sure I was like, okay, next day. And then she would, she'd go back to Kerrville. And she would have come. And then my baby sister, and she hates it when I call her my baby sister.
Yes, but, most baby sisters do.
My baby sister and her husband would drive up the following Monday every single time, and they'd take me out to lunch. And Jim, he's a real tall guy. He'd do anything in the apartment that I needed. And my brother would come, and he'd do all my technical stuff. I'd have a list of
things. So your support was huge, and that was important.
My family. And then, I was so scared to find out the truth of what was wrong in my body. But
why were you fearful?
Because of the money. Because I didn't know how I would make it if I was really sick and I couldn't, work and be a nanny. And but my friends that I have had since like kindergarten or before, because we all went to preschool together and went to school all the way up, they GoFunded me through 3 months of chemo. My aunt, my cousin.
Oh wow, that's big.
And so I didn't have to worry.
And didn't miss a beat. I love God, and, like how He divinely connects people.
And I wasn't ever scared because I had been working so hard, and here I was so sick, but I could sit. I'm gonna hold it up. I could sit at home and make these little. These little these little things. I called it drawing with thread. My dog had a bite of one of them, but I just drew little love notes to myself.
Oh, that's good.
I think little bird and there, little bird,
and you said you weren't afraid.
I wasn't afraid.
Like you weren't afraid after that.
I was never afraid.
You were never
afraid.
There was just a peace that you had.
There was a calm and a peace, and I would sit and I would do these things, and I would think how blessed I was. And I've told people...
I love positive thinking. It just changes everything.
It did change everything. And later on, well, maybe 2/3 of the way through it, I said to my friends on Facebook and to my other friends, I said, I think the reason I got cancer was to realize how totally loved I am. And I really do. I think that, I wasn't afraid.
I know what I'm going to say. Excuse me. Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of those that love God.
Amen.
That's the good, the bad, the ugly. And that's
Amen.
what I call it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It all works together.
Yeah.
So you found your peace in that, and that's big for you to find your peace. What was your family like? Like, I know they were supportive, but were they afraid for... That's what I wanted to know. Were they afraid?
Oh, Mama was scared, and my sister... Oh, they were scared. Yeah, they were scared.
Yeah, and they probably were looking at you like, how are you so calm through this? But your calmness probably shifted or changed their focus.
And I would say, we don't have to be afraid through all this. We don't have to be afraid.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. There's a strength in you. You've just encouraged me and just even some other things, because I think in life, how we face whatever determines a lot of the outcome. And it doesn't mean that the outcome will become perfect, right?
No.
Or what we want.
No.
And I tell people all that all the time. I was telling you a little bit before then, I lost my husband 4 years ago, and people are like, how do you still faith that you have, and how do you still believe in God? And I'm just like, I'm like you, all things work. And I believe life happens in chapters and in seasons, and we can choose to go through it murmuring, complaining, whining, talking about what we don't have, or we can choose to go through whatever our issues are.
No, I do a little bit of that.
I see, and I try not to, but
every now and again I'll slip in there.
Yeah.
But then I catch myself,
That's what we're supposed to do.
I read a thing on Facebook that said, what if the only things that you had were the things you were thankful for yesterday?
I just told her this morning.
Exactly. Oh, really?
That's even more scary.
Ooh,
I just said her. Did I not just tell you that driving? I said I make sure in the morning that I'm thankful, that I'm always giving praise in the morning, because here's the thing that I remind myself. And I just told her this driving. I said, what if whatever you said out your mouth today were the only things that would even manifest tomorrow? And I'm like, no, I need everything to manifest fully in my life. So this is my guest Lisa, and we are here, and I'm in our home in Bernie, Texas.
We mispronounce everything.
Bernie, Texas, to capture her story, to talk to her about living with cancer. She is a heroine in our own right. She has fought this thing bravely. She walked through this with peace. So tell me about this bucket list, or this list that you came up with. Let me say this. I'm a gerontologist by trade. I laugh at that all the time. I have a master's degree. I taught at the university for 12 years before I went to. So the study of older people. And one of the videos I require my students to watch is the bucket list, because I want to give them perspective, really, that every day could be your last day, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about this bucket list.
Well, I don't really have a long bucket list at all. I had really, seeing Bruce Springsteen live is like the only thing really on my bucket list. But then I told him I've heard his concerts are like amazing. But anyway, and also because he and I have similar stories. But anyway, so Theresa, love your paintings. I love her paintings have soul.
They do.
You know, they have soul, and they have I don't know. They lift me up. Her paintings, I love them. I share your paintings more than I share anyone else's paintings because I love them.
And if you don't have a Theresa Cates painting, you need to get one.
Yes,
She's getting ready to release a new series coming soon. We're going to profile that in December. I'm super excited about the new series. She and I have a special connection. I write and she'll paint a lot of what I write.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes if you see some of this new stuff coming, it's because I'm writing and giving her words, and she captures my words on paint.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, she's amazing. She captures. I can describe something to her, and she will capture it. And I'm like, girl, you've been in my life, in my head, and everything else. So you wrote this bucket list.
Well,
did you write? Was it pre-cancer or after?
Oh no, I just I come up with things in my mind.
Yeah.
And I love your painting so much, and I wanted to buy one, but
budget. I know.
And I mean, I don't even really have a lot of money for traveling, but I've always thought, I have a stepsister who lives in Arkansas, and I kept thinking, I want to go to Arkansas. I want to see your paintings. I want to meet you. I want to meet this person whose paintings move me so much.
That's so powerful.
And so I just put that on Facebook. I said, you're on my bucket list to go to Arkansas and to meet you and to get one of your paintings and to do these things. But life. And anyway, so hadn't happened yet. And then you said you were coming here, and I was like, oh my gravy, I can't believe y'all are coming here. I just can't believe it. She
made a decision. Like when she was honored that you even put her on her list. Like for her, she is one of the most humble people I've ever met. And Theresa was so humble. She was like, can you believe I'm on somebody's bucket list? And I was like, man, no, this is so dope. And like, I think besides, I'm going to try to give her husband a little bit credit, but I promise. And there are a couple other people who have probably more paintings of hers than mine. But I am like her number one fan. She knows I eat, live T. Cates if I can figure out how to make something happen for her. So when she was like, I want to go down and do this, like I feel it necessary for me to be able to go do this for this lady. I'm like, I'm all in. I'm all in. And so it's funny because this bucket list concept, we started seeing it really surface, and people were saying, oh, I want to be able to do this. I love Bruce Springsteen. I'm a real fan. Like Prince used to be on my list, and then he died. I was so devastated. I was like, I didn't get to see Prince in concert. But also what the bucket list has done for me, it's challenged me to live life one day at a time. Do you live life differently now after facing cancer, or were you always kind of, let me live life every day to the fullest?
I live my days more fully now, I believe, and I believe that I believe it lifted me out of kind of a funk that I'd been in, and I believe that I live now with more gratitude. This is a sad thing, but I'm estranged from my daughters and my granddaughter right now, and it's a very sad thing, and it's been going on since almost the surgery. It's been anyway, but it's before that anyway. But that whole thing about what how's it go? Thank today, the things tomorrow. So I started praising that situation, and I started how do I say it? Saying I know it's going to work out, and being great instead of grumbling in my heart, being grateful for those girls, and being grateful for their strength, and being grateful for the universe and God pulling us back together and working in His way, and I don't.
You commanding that thing to come. You speaking that thing back to where it's supposed to be.
And positive, and they're going through their things, and I know they are, and I love them, and I pray for them, and for me, and to ask God to in His time.
That'll all line up.
Yes, and that all this is necessary, and I didn't have that before.
That's good.
The cancer. I did not have that.
You would have dealt with it a completely different way.
Oh, yes.
I think those moments just to do something different for us. I've been through not just my death of my husband, like some things that have happened in my other life. And she and I had not been around each other. We hadn't fallen out or anything, just time and life. And we went somewhere, and she messaged me back. She says, oh, there's a different peace to you. She was like, there's a different calmness to you. But I gained perspective.
Yes.
about life. I gain perspective about gratitude. And I have learned in this last season that I was in that you can't, whatever you can't control, it don't matter anyway.
No.
People, you can't control people.
No.
You can't control other people. Some situations you can't control. What you can control, you take control of. But what you can't control, you just can't control. So I'm real chill and real easy and laid back. I'm not forcing circumstances or situations to happen. And I operate in the same thing you do. I command my situations. If it's not looking, God, I thank you anyway. And I thank you that this is what it's going to look like on the other side of this. That's really big.
Well, and the other thing I figured out was if I'm trying to control the situation, I'm saying to God, oh yeah, you can't do it, I can. And it's like, who am I kidding?
Correct.
You know?
Because you don't have any authority over him or what he can do. He's bigger than us.
You know, and then so when I step back, it's like, sometimes I go around in the morning and I sing, He's got the whole world.
That's good. Lisa, in his hands,
you know, because I think He's got this. He's got
hands.
this.
That's powerful.
And I don't need to do it. I can get out of it. He's got this.
That's a powerful place to be in.
Yeah.
And I think if we would learn to position ourselves there, it'll change. Here's the funny thing. Even with you saying what you said about this artwork, you really commanded and drew. I'm an energy person. I believe your energy draws things to you. I believe your words create the atmosphere around you. I think how you look at a situation, I've just been in some destitute places before, and I just feel like what you said, how you look at the situation can change absolutely everything. It changes how even people perceive your situation or how you walk through this situation. If you're just logging on, in Boring, Texas. Bernie, Texas. I know my words can't get this word today. I'm in Bernie, Texas today with my new friend Lisa, because that's what I'm going to call her now, who is, man, she's motivating me and reminding me of my truths. Now, I really came down here with my girl, Theresa Cates. She was on a mission, and she wanted to, and we're getting ready to give you this painting. She wanted to give you a painting. She was determined to bring you this painting. And this painting is one of probably my favorites that she said. And it really lines up almost with everything you said. So she picked good today because this painting is called Total Praise.
Oh, yeah.
This painting is called Total Praise. And so Theresa, in her heart, wanted to bless you with this painting. So we're going to give you this painting today. Is that not amazing? Is that not amazing? So this is Total Praise. I'm going to pull it back some.
Oh my goodness, can y'all see?
If you can't see it, these women are just immersed in
I have a Theresa Cates
praise.
painting.
And now you have your own Theresa Cates painting, right? Yeah, I know. Is that not amazing?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And the thing that I love too is that Theresa prays over all her paintings. So even if you're not a believer, you're getting some of this prayer. We don't care. Theresa prays over all her paintings. This painting is amazing. Total praise. So we came down here to present you with this painting. Theresa wanted to give you a piece of her heart. The details in this painting are amazing. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your story with us. But also, Lisa, encouraging. Man, there's a strength to you, woman. You're amazing. And if you didn't know how amazing you are, I'm here to tell you that today.
No.
Because you could have went through this. I've seen people go through situations. I've seen people way far more blessed with, if we looked at things, man, you got a richness to you. You got a prosperity, a value. When you use kingdom, all things correlate and connect. And you said something wasn't right in the kingdom. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's talking kingdom. Let me not get too excited. But our kingdoms align, right? And right now, yours is aligned. You got good things working for you.
Oh, thank you.
You got good things working for you. You got the best. You got good things seated in you. And when we got good things, then we can change our perspective. Because you could look at this situation with your daughters, them, as something else. But you've chose to be in the gap, to pray, to believe for them, to love on them, and to be in the best position ever. We are just about out of time. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you all
so much for logging in. Well, couple announcements. First of all, Coffee and Conversations is now on Apple iTunes podcast. If you are an Apple user, you can just speak to Siri and say, hey Siri, play Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha, and you can pick up any of the shows. But also, this is my last Saturday live All the Saturday editions will be pre-recorded from here on out. So they'll be pre-recorded on Friday and uploaded on Saturday. God is just sending me into a new direction. So I thank all of you. That doesn't mean I don't want you to watch. I want you to watch on Saturdays. We're just going to pre-record them on Fridays and then upload them on Saturdays so that I can make sure that I'm focusing on my family. I have still little guys at home that I need to make sure that I give attention to. So I still want you paying attention. Lock in LaKishaMJohnson.com. Please stay get tuned in. Get subscribed, anchor.fm, justbeinglmj. Get connected to these podcasts that we have going on. On Wednesday, I have something called Real Talk with LaKisha. Last week, we talked about blended families. This Wednesday, we're going to talk about voting as your right and how important it is for you to vote, whether you think it is or not. Voting as your right and how important that is. And then definitely you still have your Saturday special editions with guests. It's just going to look a little bit like it on the weekend. So thank you for all of y'all that have been supporting Saturdays. Last week, we hit the 400th episode. Woo! Yeah, of Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha. The 400th episode of Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha. So God has definitely been faithful to what I've been doing. Thank you again for letting me invade your living room. She has puppies in the background that were so good and so quiet. Thank you guys for all of the love and the support. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha. Theresa Cates. May there be a blessing on you like never before.
Amen.
God. May there be a blessing on you. What you did was big, chick. What you did was a big. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. It don't get no bigger than this. So I'll see you guys when 5 a.m. Monday morning. Remember, we're talking about true friendships. I've really been exploring and looking at the relationship between Jonathan and David. Jonathan was a friend, like, man, he swore against his father for David. That's a deep level of relationship. That's a deep level of friendship, and what true friendship looks like. A lot of us don't know how to be good friends, so that we don't always know how to receive good friendships as well. So we're going to work out this thing so that we can have healthy friendships. And you guys know what I'm about to say, right? I love you. I love you more than you can imagine. And so then I'm challenging you to go be loved today. Make a difference in someone else's life. Don't conserve all your energy for you. Go be loved today. We'll see you Monday morning at 5 a.m. As my grandmother used to say, chin up, faith out. Love, peace, and blessings.